what I want to talk about today is I just love this work. I love this work. I love this business. I love this life. I love every single one of you. I love why we come here and what we're here to learn and what we're digging into. And it's this reminder that the real work is so pretty much never the like writing of the emails or putting together the sales pages or figuring out any of those kind of detailed things. The real work is always this tuning in and being more of who you know you actually are. And I was journaling this morning, which actually, let me share. This is one of my favorite journal prompts that I think can be so helpful. The journal prompt, the first one I want to look at is, what is the next level that my soul is now inviting me to step into? Okay? What is the next level that my soul is now inviting me to step into? And you could use this in any area. So if you're feeling stuck around money, if you're feeling stuck around business or body or relationship or a specific program you're wanting to create, whatever it is, you can use this journal prompt and focus it specifically on that area. Or you can ask yourself it in a more broad, big way, just to see, what comes up in all areas. And that's what I tend to do is ask it in a little bit more of a broad, big way. But you can absolutely focus that in on specific areas. So what is the next level that my soul is now inviting me to step into? And I love this question. It's really just another way of approaching this idea of like, what do I want? What am I wanting to create more of? What would it look like to be more of me? What would it look like to be all of me in my life? Everything that we do at the core level is about you tapping into who you actually are, okay? So my gift, my focus, ability, work, etc. on this planet is that I have the ability to tap into other people and see what their potential is, see who they really are, and be able to guide them to their greatness and doing what they're meant to be doing on the planet. That's actually the main thing that I'm meant to be doing, rather than like creating tons of other things myself, is guiding those who will create things and do work in the world. And so that's why I bring these journal prompts about. It's never that you have to journal every single day. I don't journal every single day. I journal really regularly, and I will go through these prompts regularly. But some of them may work really well for you. Some of them you just may not resonate, and that's fine. It's never about you have to make this work for you. What I want more than anything is for each and every single one of you to remember who you actually are. And so I'm going to keep reminding you of the truth of your soul. I'm going to keep reminding you of why you came to this planet. I'm going to keep reminding you of who you actually are, that you are divine and divine creates. You are divine incarnated in physical form as a human. And how do humans create? It all starts in thought. Our thoughts create everything that has been created, whether it's the Wilbur brothers making the airplane, or it's, great philosophy throughout time, science, art, music, or even the course that you're working on right now. Every single thing that we create starts first and foremost with our thoughts. And so the thoughts that you are thinking are important. And if the majority of the thoughts that you are thinking are in alignment with the truth of who you actually are, that you are divine, I am divine, I create, there is no right or wrong in terms of what I create. I don't have to figure out the right program. I don't have to figure out the right business or the right offer or the right price point or the whatever. My job is, what is it that I actually am being invited into? What is true within my soul? What do I want to now create if I stop judging and second guessing and making this more complicated than it needs to be? And then you do the thing. And then you take the steps. And when you show up in that way, miracles ensue. When you show up in that way, hitting unrealistic goals on repeat is normal for you. But if you are spending the majority of your time in second guessing, doubt, worry, frustration, judging yourself, all of these things, then that is what you have to live in. Your thoughts just simply creates, right? So if you're frustrated with the current situation, if you're frustrated with what's going on or don't like what you see around you, I can guarantee that the majority of your thoughts, even just 51%, are you thinking thoughts of fear, worry, I'm not good enough, I shouldn't be here, I don't know what I'm doing, or whatever that chaos is. It's not because those things are true. They're only true to the degree that you have chosen to believe them, and you have chosen to believe them. No one has forced you. And that can be a tough pill to swallow at times when you realize that the situation is something that you have self-created based on your thoughts. But swallow the pill, accept it, because when you recognize that you created what you don't want, you can also then empower yourself to realize that you can create what you do want. Does this make sense? So, what I was tuning in this morning for myself was this exact prompt that I've dropped for you. What's the next level my soul is inviting me into? What is the next level that my soul is now inviting me into? And I love that because what it tends to do is it creates for me a more expansive view, a bigger vision of what's next, rather than just like, well, what I want is 7 clients in this program, or what I want is this amount of money. Like when you ask yourself, what's the next level that my soul is inviting me to step into, it tends to bring about something bigger than you may offer yourself. And it doesn't always have to be about like making lots of money or having the empire. Sometimes it's like, you know what my soul is inviting me to step into is a business model that actually feels really good, where I have large amounts of free time and that the money just gets to be taken care of itself. And I'm going to hire these 3 team members in the next week because that's what I'm now being invited to step into. Okay. It's not always about do more, go, 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 but tuning in for yourself and learning to have that open conversation with yourself on what's actually going on. What do you actually desire? Where are the majority of your thoughts? So for instance, if you join this space and you're like, I'm going to make this amount of money and I'm going to do it this fast, and this is how it's going to be. Fantastic. Totally doable, totally available to you. Thoughts create. But then if you follow that with the majority of your thoughts being, but how and can I and who am I? And I don't know if my audience is big enough, then that's the outcome you create instead. All right? It's not that there's something especially difficult going on for you. That's just where the majority of your thoughts are. Every single human goes through difficulties. Every single human goes through their own expansions and trials and tribulations and traumas, and we all have a story. And it's not to say that your story is not important. Your story is vital. Your story is so important. But don't fight for your limitations. Stop fighting for your limitations. Realize you're choosing them and choose something different instead. All right? So, you are an infinite creator. You are an infinite divine creator, by all means. Now, here's the thing. I was having conversations with some private clients this morning over on Voxer. Speaking of, private coaching is officially open. I'm so freaking excited. So if you're interested, just message me and I can give you details. But I was having conversation with a couple of private clients over this morning, and they were having situations that maybe felt frustrating or wasn't going quite exactly how they wanted it to, and they were trying to figure out what was going on. And the way that I work is that in general, I can feel almost instantaneously what's going on in a situation, somewhat because of practice or almost a decade with thousands of clients, but also it's the way that I've always worked. And then discovering human design this year and being a projector, what's unique about a projector is we have a penetrating aura that taps into your energy so that we can actually be able to read and guide exactly what's going on. And so what I was noticing, and then I noticed it come up with a couple other people as well. So what I tend to notice is like what's personal is universal. What will come up for 1 or 2 of my clients is something that my entire audience tends to need to hear. Here's the question. Where are you saying that you want something? You're wanting something different from life. You're wanting something different from maybe the people around you. You're wanting something different from your business. Where are you saying that you want these things, but you're not giving it to yourself first? You want everything outside of you to deliver it to you, but you're not giving it to yourself first, okay? So maybe it's feeling seen or heard. Like that's such a big one. If you, for instance, if you're having, oh, this one's so good. That's why we had to grab the crystal. If you're having what you feel like are issues around being seen and heard for who you actually are in the online space, for instance, and you feel like you put your message out there and it just falls flat, and you're feeling frustrated about it, the first thing that I would ask is, where are you not seeing or hearing yourself fully? Where are you wanting others to see you for who you really are, but you're not seeing yourself in that way? Because when we do that, we get really freaking frustrated and we slip back into old patterns. Okay? So for instance, anytime that I slip into a space of fear, second guessing, frustration, and yes, it does happen to me. I've had a few of you ask me that in the last couple days. Like, are you ever feeling that way? Yes, for sure. Definitely have those moments. But anytime that I'm having those moments of like fear, frustration, second guessing, annoyance, why isn't this working out? Why isn't it happening faster? Like that sort of thing. What I tend to always find is that there's somewhere that I am self-abandoning. There's somewhere that I am self-abandoning on what I know I need to be doing or being, okay? Every single one of us is shown guidance. Every single one of us is shown our steps, our desires. Can you imagine how much easier your life would be if when you are shown the next step, the next desire, like joining this program, for instance, starting your business, taking the trip, whatever it is, can you imagine how much easier life would be if the moment that you were shown that, you saw it in your mind's eye, you felt that jolt of joy and excitement around having, being, or doing the thing, that you instantaneously just decided to do so and then move forward? Can you imagine how quickly and powerfully your life would move? Can you imagine how quickly you would start manifesting what you really want? And how powerfully your belief in yourself, your conviction in who you really are, your confidence in your ability to manifest and create, can you imagine how that would skyrocket? The issue is that you're being presented with continual, constant guidance of what is meant for you, and then you deny it. You self-abandon. No, I can't do that yet. I can't have that thing yet. I can't hire that team member yet. I can't just go all in for my dreams in the way that I truly desire to, because whatever fear-based thing that your persona, ego, mind has told you to try to keep your human side safe, to try to keep you locked in exactly where you are. Greatness never comes from the comfort zone. Greatness comes from knowing who you actually are and living as it now. So where are you self-abandoning? Where do you clearly know the next step, but you're not taking it? And if you don't know the next step, then my question would be, where are you not giving yourself the space, time, and trust to hear the guidance that without a shadow of a doubt lives within you? Where are you keeping yourself so busy because you're so scared to get quiet and actually listen? Where are you running down a path that you know isn't aligned, but you're afraid to go the direction that you actually know is meant for you because what if it doesn't work? But here's the thing. There's no question of it not working when you follow soul. There's no question of it not working when you remember you are divine and divine creates. There's no question of it not working when you remember there is no right or wrong to what you decide to create. There is only honoring what you see inside of you, choosing it as done, backing it, showing up, living it, okay? And the sooner you can get good at this, the easier your life will be. And there's still times for me that I watch myself pause and hesitate. For instance, I don't know what it was, a couple weeks ago, that I was feeling kind of called to hire someone. I can feel like I had a dream last night around like having my own coach again, and it's actually been a couple years. And I haven't really actively pursued that. Like, I know that that's the next thing for me. I know that there's going to be a change in where we're living, and I don't totally know what that looks like yet. But when I sat down this morning and asked myself the exact question I'm asking you in terms of what is the next level that my soul is now guiding me into, it was very clear around this is how money gets to look, this is how business gets to look, this is how body gets to look, your relationship, you're being supported by your own like coach, etc., energetically, and really living fully as queen. And when I know, okay, these are about the 5 to 6 things that I know that I'm being invited to step into at this point, I also know that every time that I do something that denies that, self-betrays that, or is in the opposition of that I slow down flow, I slow down, I just make things boring out of fear, out of the persona. So like, I know not all of those things there cost money, but I know several of those things on there, they're going to be multi-5, if not multi-6-figure investments, if not 7-figure investments. So my persona does a little bit of like, well, let's make some more money first and set aside a little bit of extra money first. And then once we get that set aside, then we'll take the next step. That is absolutely an option. All paradigms are possible, but I can tell you, I sure as hell didn't get to where I am at this point, and I know I'm not getting to where I'm going in the future by fucking playing it safe. By like slowly moving in the direction, it doesn't even make sense. Doesn't even make sense. So I can't just speak it. I can't just preach it. I have to live it as well. So it's slightly hilarious, everything that we're talking about here, because I know that I'm going to have to back myself as well and get out of my own damn way. And it's like, just keep expanding. Just keep doing the next thing that you know needs to be done. And start trusting yourself, trusting your vision, and show up fully. Okay?